The greatest contest ever. You don't have to do anything other than your own personal pride at stake, because if you are caller 5, 1-800-990-3776, you automatically get a $25 gift card from Cousin Subs. Now, we do keep track of how many people get of the 15, and Pebble is very good at putting it up on Twitter, so people will know how you do, so there is their intent that. But as far as what you have to do to win the $25 gift card from Cousin Subs, all you have to do is be the fifth caller at 1-800-990-3776. Other than if there are weird things, we do it always on Wednesday. Stolen from ESPN many, many years ago when they did it. 15 questions, 2 minutes. Kenny Mayne was the one who actually, I think, did it, and you had to beat the Schwab, the then famous Schwab. I don't know where either of them are now. I mean, I'm sure Kenny Mayne is still alive. He's probably enjoying life. Always a big fan of his. Thought he was funny, creative, and but he's no longer at ESPN. But Rainman lives. 1-800-990-3776, caller number 5. And again, Cousin Subs, our great sponsor and partner, so much so that they set the rule. I said, you got to at least get a couple right to win the $25 gift card, to which they said, believe it's our card, and we'll do it as we wish. Fine. Don't have to do anything but get the phone number right. 1-800-990-3776, caller number 5. So Cousin Subs, a great partner and have been for some time, and also Saganiac Planning. That's why the first question of the 15 is, unlike at ESPN, they never did this. The first question is a Marquette question because Saganiac Planning has been a great supporter of Marquette for a long time. So the first question has to be about Marquette. The other 14, no. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. They didn't ask this, but I added, and they've been doing it well for over 50 years, which explains how they can take the complicated, which it can be, and make it not complicated. When you've been doing it well for over 50 years, you can be that. And a phone number to remember. So, the proper address for Saganiac Planning Partner, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, doing it well for over 50 years, and a phone number you can remember, because all you got to remember is 783. Saganiac Planning, 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161.
That number again, 262-783-6161.
Do we have a contestant
We have a
yet?
contestant, Jay in Oconomowoc.
Jay in Oconomowoc. Jay, you're on 94.5 ESPN. And please, your Rainman resume as to how you've done, if you have done, and competed in the past.
Thank you, Homer. I've never been on Rainman.
Wow, but you've listened,
caller.
so you know what it's about.
Yes.
Okay.
Me,
and do you
me and
know,
my son are.
and do
Me
you
and my
know,
son are big listeners.
Yeah. So you're doing it. Is your son there to help you?
Yes, he is.
All right. Well, good. That's fine. Maybe next time we just let him do it. I don't think we have an age limit, do we?
I don't. We have to be over 18 to get the. I mean, he can help him, but he can't be. The
You
person
have
who
to be
does it.
18?
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
No, of course. I don't know.
ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
I've never looked there. It's the Cousin Subs gift certificate. You got to be 18. All right. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. This will tell us how much you listen, Jay. Are you aware of what I and Pebble always tell people who are doing it for the first time? Hello, you there?
Yeah, sorry.
The answer is you don't know. Pebble, tell him. I'm not offended. I should
You have 15 questions in 2 minutes, Jay. So you want to get through all 15 questions within the 2-minute time frame. So you want to say skip or pass if you don't know the answer right off the top of your head, because you want to get through all 15 questions within the 2-minute time frame. So you don't want to waste time on any questions before the buzzer sounds.
There you go. And sometimes they listen. They never used to listen. And then some people listen, but they didn't do any better. So I'm not sure we even need to add that. Both of us think it makes sense. The first question, the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question, 15 questions, 2 minutes. You ready to go, Jay? And unknown partner?
Alan.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Where did Al McGuire play college basketball?
St. John's.
Correct. New Packers defensive coordinator. Name him.
Jonathan Gannon.
Correct.
Jonathan Gannon.
You can do two voices. That's great. Who is older, Rick Pitino or me?
You.
Incorrect.
Homer.
First team Pitino got to a Final Four.
Kentucky.
Incorrect. Wisconsin 2000 Final Four team. The number 1 seed they beat to get to the Sweet 16. Yes.
Pass.
What number seed was Wisconsin that year?
5.
Incorrect. 2000. The points scored by Wisconsin in the Final Four loss to Michigan State.
67.
Incorrect. The number of points Marcus Howard scored in a half in a game at Marquette.
37.
Incorrect. First full-time president in Packers history.
Vince Lombardi.
Incorrect. He hit a home run for the Brewers in the 2024 home opener win over the Twins.
Jackson Churio.
Incorrect. How many seasons in a row have the Brewers won 90 games?
5.
Incorrect. Home opener last year. They lost to the Kansas City Royals. What was the score?
5-2.
Incorrect. The best Brewers home opener ever, 1980. Who hit a walk-off grand slam for the win?
Sixto Lozano.
Correct. How many playoff games in a row have the Packers lost?
2.
Incorrect.
No, 5.
5.
Incorrect. You're both wrong. Last team to beat the Packers in an NFC championship game.
The Bears.
Incorrect. It wasn't a championship game. Boy, it's amazing how you could do your voice. 1, 2. I got 3, Pebble.
3 as well.
All right, and you started strong. You hit the first 2. All right, Jay, both voices. Listen, we'll see how many Pebble gets right. Where did Al McGuire play college basketball? Yes, St. John's. He was a very athletic but horrible shooter. Had I known he was that bad a shooter, my nickname for him would have been Mason. I didn't learn it until after he passed away. The Packers defensive coordinator, yes, Jonathan Gannon. Who is older, Rick Pitino or me?
Yeah, Pitino. I think he's
Pitino's
73.
73. I'm 71. We're both old. First team, Pitino got to a Final Four.
Providence?
Providence, 1987. Correct. Wisconsin, 2000, Final Four team. Number 1 seed they beat to get to the Sweet 16.
Arizona.
Arizona. And look at the team. Arizona had incredible team. What seed was Wisconsin that year?
They were an 8 seed.
They were an 8. And how many points did they score in the Final Four loss to Michigan State?
It was 53 to 41. 41.
And, of course, Marcus Howard scored how many and a half?
41.
40.
Oh, yeah, 40.
40. He almost scored and a half what the entire team of Wisconsin did. That's why Roy Williams said after that Bennett's ruining college basketball. All right, first full-time president in Packer history was 1982 to 88 before Bob Harlan.
No idea.
Judge Robert Perrins. He hit a home run for the Brewers in the 2024 home opener win over the Twins.
Reese Hoskins?
Christian Yelich. How many seasons in a row have the Brewers won 90 games?
3?
3 is correct. 97, 93, 92. Home opener last year, what was the score against the Royals?
5-0.
11-1.
11-1.
Nobody remembers. Sixto Lozano, yes, 1980. How many playoff games in a row have the Packers lost?
4?
3, I believe. Chicago, then Philadelphia, before that San Francisco, and the game prior to that they beat Dallas, right?
Right.
So they lost.
Yep.
I think I got it right. Last team to beat the Packers in an NFC championship game.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yep. 31-26, even though Brady threw all the interceptions. Do we still have Jay, or did he
They're
leave?
still there.
Jay, do you have? How would you rate your? I would have given you an A+ because you had a great partner there, and I'm not sure your partner isn't better. Or excuse me, it's not another person. I'm not sure your younger voice isn't better than your older voice, but.
Yes, he's definitely more knowledgeable than I am.
No,
So.
You did well. You and both of your voices are welcome back. How long do they have to wait, Pebble? Or excuse me, does he have to wait? A week?
Yeah.
Keep working on those voices.
All right.
Maybe by next time you'll have 3 different voices. Thanks, Jay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Thank you.
Jay wins the $25 gift card from Cousin Subs. It's not my gift card, but if it was, I think I would know who I might give it to. What do you think? How are the questions today? They decent,
They were a
right?
lot more. I wasn't here for last week's episode, but I heard they were easier last week than this week. And good friend of the show, Alex Strofe, KBN producer, texted in and said he gave it an 8 out of 10 in difficulty range this week.
Yeah. Basically, my only intent was to somehow get in Wisconsin scoring 41 in the loss to Michigan State, and Marcus Howard scored a 40.5. I was not at that game, but I was. No, as a matter of fact, I was at that game. They played, I think, in Indianapolis, and I was so high up, I couldn't even see who the players were. I mean, I don't. What is the place in Indianapolis?
Is that RCA Dome?
No,
it was the RCA Dome.
Yeah, then it was
when they played there. Yeah,
yeah. So somebody donated tickets, or Bill Cords, I think the athletic director, gave me 2 tickets. So my kids sat there, really good seats, and so I had to buy a ticket. And I mean, I think if I had been an astronaut, I think I would have felt that I was higher up at this basketball game than I was if they shot me up into the sky. All right. 11-1. Remember the Brewers? I think they started 0-4 last year, and it looked like the season was
everybody was
over.
down on them to start the season last year.
And then they came back and had a very good year. And now, do I have this right? You can check that McAfee said that if the Miz gets to 104,
yeah, he will donate to a charity of Mrs.
That's
choosing.
a lock. Isn't that a lock? I mean, maybe I haven't kept track. If anybody's kept track of Miz, I'll be shocked if he doesn't throw. He's only got to throw one pitch. I don't know if the guns are different in terms of how they keep track, but I'll be shocked if he doesn't throw 104. Unless the Brewers are trying to get him to not throw as fast and pitch, or I don't think Murph has said anything, but I would anticipate. So you said to a charity of his choice?
To a charity of Mrs. Choice,
Right,
yes.
but it has to actually be a charity.
Yeah.
He can't say himself.
Yeah. Well, charity starts in Mikasa.
There you have it. And now, Jason Wilde, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A crash on the off-ramp to Loomis from westbound 894. Be careful. We've got big delays stretching back into the Mitchell interchange for that one. We've got southbound 43 backing up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. You're back on the brakes from Beecher Street all the way down to the KK River crossing. Westbound 94, heavy from 27th Street to Hawley Road, and again from just west of Highway 100 to the county line. Eastbound's got some backups from 84th Street to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low of 46. Tomorrow, slight chance for morning showers, then afternoon showers are more likely, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
Like, yes, we know you made it this far, but you lost the way we told you you have to stop losing.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
You were a better team, you had a big lead, and then you did what we saw you do 3 weeks previous?
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. The home opener at AmFam Field is almost here, and we want to help you stock up for your tailgate party. Whether you need beer by the barrel or case, including a huge selection of craft brews, or your favorite bottle of liquor or wine, we have everything you need at the lowest prices in town. and you'll save a lot of money here at Discount Liquor. Visit us at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Or go to discountliquorinc.com. Voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Does he have anything left that he hasn't used yet regarding Ron Wolf, Mike McCarthy as part of the Bob Harland event? Probably not the best way to put it, but I can't think of a better way. Jason?
Good afternoon, Homer. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
I don't, but I do have fresh content, as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
I drove down to Appleton for Jordan Love and his Cleats of Love program, where he gives out cleats to sports teams. He did it in the fall at Green Bay Southwest High School heading into the season, and then he gave them out today to there's a bunch of teams. He did it in Bakersfield, his hometown, and then he also does it in Wisconsin, and so there were a few teams down in Appleton for the event, and we obviously talked about his charitable work and all that kind of stuff, but we also talked about two things that I think Packers fans are interested in. First of all, his thoughts on all the changes during the offseason, because not only does he have a new position coach, someone he's already had as his position coach earlier in his career, obviously, in Luke Getsy, but now Sean Mannion.
I'm assuming, as usual, he's positive about everything. I've never heard him even give the slightest.
He definitely wasn't negative about anything, but I thought it was, I will say, and I just got back from driving home from there, but I didn't think he was like, Johnny sunny side up on everything either. Like he acknowledged it's a lot of change, right? I mean, Romeo Dobbs is a guy that he worked out with every offseason in California. They live in similar areas or nearby areas in California. So obviously his departure is he's going to miss him, and the offensive line, there's a lot of change there. I mean, I asked him about Rasheed Walker, but as he quickly added, Elton Jenkins is gone too. And while we have maybe dismissed Elton Jenkins' departure as expected, and the way that the move to center went, not surprising that they moved on from him. As Jordan kind of pointed out, the guy's been a really good player for a really long time. So we talked about that, and he obviously thinks very highly of the other wide receivers because they got a bunch of them.
Who do you think he's going to miss the most, Dobbs?
I think he's going to miss Dobbs. Yeah, I mean, I think there was a trust level there, and a respect level there, and just to kind of know. Like, I'm not saying that he was, his Devontae Adams or anything like that, or his Jordy Nelson, but if there was anybody that Jordan Love was really kind of on that mental telepathy type deal with, I would say it would be probably him. And so that's why I thought it was interesting that he acknowledged that he'd be missed, and it was more than just the cursory, like what he would have said about Quay Walker, for example, right, who's not on his side of the ball. I thought it was more meaningful than that. And then, the other thing I asked him, and in kind of the way that you like to talk about with me, the sneaky mean, is that what it is?
Sneaky
That's
tough.
what it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm
That's what I would
cleaning out my
advise
office
all the players. They ask me, what's Jason like?
Yeah, watch
Very
out for
nice.
Wilde.
He
He's
cares about you way more than I ever did as a reporter about everything. But he'll ask you the tough one, so be ready. Just because he wants to know how your kids and family are, don't think he won't ask what needs to be asked. So I don't know if you approve of that or not. That's my theory.
No, that's fair. That's all very fair. I think I try to ask it in a way that they know it's not coming from a place of disrespect. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair characterization. And I did ask him because he's about to become a girl dad about that. But I was thinking about that moniker you gave me because I have a signed photo from the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld in my office that you got for me.
Yeah, I have one for Tausch. I don't know if you ever gave that to him.
No, well, it says I believe the actor wrote something about me being sneaky tough. Anyway, I did not ask it in a. I wouldn't even go so far as to say it was tough. It was more kind of in.
Well, then I will interrupt
fun.
with, when's the maddest you've ever seen him? When's the most, whatever emotion that you've seen from Jordan Love?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because, like, for example, if you remember on this very program, I came on shortly after I had a long conversation with him for really the first time. It was in the aftermath of the Philly game where he came in and played really well when Rodgers broke his ribs in Philly during the 2022 season. And he had basically, I told you that I had asked him, hey, there's a chance he's going to come back next year. If he does, kind of what are you going to do? Because that would mean sitting for a fourth season. And if you remember, I said, he didn't come out and say this, but I got the impression that he would probably ask for a trade because he wants to play. And then that caught wildfire, and it got all kinds of attention. And I hadn't even written the story yet. It was just based on what I had said to you. Somebody had picked it up off the internet, off the stream. And I thought he was going to be really mad about that. And I went to him and I said, look, here, I showed him what I said. I showed him like the clip, and he listened to it on my phone. And I said, look, man, I'm always going to be honest with you. I did say that, and I don't think I was wrong to say that, but I never said that you told me that. And then I played the clip for him. And I thought he was going to be pissed. At the same time, I have said this to him subsequently, it wasn't the worst thing in the world to get it out there that if Rodgers did come back, you weren't going to be happy and you didn't want to sit for another year, which he agreed with. But anyway, I don't know. Like, I've seen him get a little bit angry at a question from others, and I've seen him have some moments of frustration in practice or on the sideline when I'm looking down from the 7th floor, where it looks like he gets after a guy a little bit. But that's just not in his DNA. Like, he's so different than Rodgers. And
I would
so
say
I don't
he's
think
the exact opposite of Rodgers.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
different ends of the spectrum.
I got one other one too.
All right, go ahead. I won't forget the thing that I want to share with you.
No, you share that, and then I can.
No, it's better. No, let's stick with this because.
Well, I just think this makes a difference to you, but doesn't to me. But I think he's an incredibly nice person, generous. Just everything he does and has done makes you want to think this guy's kind of special. It doesn't have any influence on what I think about him as a player and his ability, but isn't that I don't think you can go too far with how nice he is in so many ways. Correct or not?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Now, again, it comes with the usual caveat that all these conversations have, which is I don't really know him. Like, he and I don't have the same friendship that I have with my college buddies, that I can say, okay, this is exactly who Phil is or Tony is or Mike Cotter is. But because all players, right? None of us, and I always bring up Darren Sharper, who obviously did some despicable things. And in my experience with him, he was like the greatest guy. I mean, he was great. And, there are other guys that I've covered that have great reputations or had great reputations. Oh, such a nice guy. And then, but as a reporter, you kind of know
those people irritate you. You don't mention them, but
I don't like phony. I definitely don't like phony and people who act like they're good people.
But you hear enough when you're a quarterback of the Packers.
Yeah, I don't.
You hear enough about him from other people that would give you the ability to be a little reserved. But I've never heard a bad story about him ever, not one.
Yeah, so I would say this. I think this is obviously someone who has dealt with his share of tragedy and adversity, losing his father when he was 14 years old to suicide. And his mom and his dad before his passing, I think, raised him the right way. I think he is authentic. I know when Ronica came and spoke to Sydney's volleyball team a couple of years ago, we kind of joked about how boring he is, and she understands that. But he's authentically who he is. And I do think he's an authentically good person.
Yeah.
And I do think he's a very good quarterback. I mean, I know people kill me for not, saying that he's, I've spent my whole career covering Favre and Rodgers. He's not there yet. I'm not saying he can't get there. But as a person, certainly knowing some of the things I've known about Favre for many, many years, like, no doubt on him. Now, I would also add this, that, when I look at guys and how they interact with people, Rodgers used to always argue, and I certainly listened to him when he would say these things, and I would also listen to him and think, well, that would not be the way that I would want you to treat me if I was your teammate. But, like, he really believed in the importance of chewing guys' asses out. Like, he really thought that was important. And he and I we had long conversations, like, after the radio show about stuff. And Joe Philbin would always try to tell him, look, I understand that you think this is the way to do it, but showing guys up and throwing your arms around, your body language needs to be better. And Joe Philbin and I kind of saw that through the same lens at times. And what I would say about,
so he had to think it helped because he's not stupid. So Rodgers felt it was necessary. Otherwise, you'd have to say he was out of control. And
he did. I mean, he has a temper. There's no two ways about that. And he is very demanding and exacting, and that's what the absolutely great ones are, right? But what I would say is, and this is where I think Rodgers got a bad rap, I think he really did understand that there are some guys that need to be treated like, I think great leaders know which guys need an arm around their shoulder and which ones need a kick in the ass. And sometimes the same player can need one of those things at one point and the other thing at another point. And I do think Rodgers was good at that. Do I think his on-field behavior was sometimes detrimental when he showed his frustration? I do. And if I was his teammate, I would go to him and say, it's kind of like that old story about Bart Starr going to Lombardi and saying, look,
yes,
you can chew me out all you want behind closed doors, but don't do it in front of the team. I got to lead these guys. That's the opposite of what Belichick's philosophy was with Brady, which was, I need to be able to ream you out because they need to see that I'll ream anybody out, including the star quarterback. But what I would say is that if I was a player on the Packers, which God help us how bad the team would have to be for that to have happened, I think I would much prefer Jordan's leadership style because I've talked to guys and he does get mad about things. He does get frustrated, but he is so about the one-on-one interaction of saying, look, man, I need you to be better on this. You got to do this better. And Rodgers had that too. It just, I think, got covered up and ignored because too often people saw the arms being thrown up in the air and stuff during games. But I just think for there are certain people, you can call me sensitive if you want, but I think there are certain people that style of leadership is better for. And I also think, and I would say this to Jordan if we ever had this conversation, there's probably some guys that need him to get after them more and be a little more Rodgers.
Was it LaFleur that asked him before one year to be a? I don't want to say better leader. He just asked him to be more vocal.
Yeah. He wanted him to be grow as a more vocal leader, and I think I thought that was fair, and I think Jordan would say that as well. So again, I still, reserving the right to turn out to be wrong, as I have been about other players. I don't think I am in this instance. But I think he's the real deal. And so this all started with, and I know we got to go soon, but this all started with because I kind of gave him a hard time. I said, I know you got a lot going on. You're going to be a dad soon, and you're training, and you're back in town for all these different things. You gave a pep talk to the Green Bay women's basketball team. You're here for this charity thing today. You got your softball announcement today. I said, but have you found any time at all to throw a few baseballs? Because you're throwing out the first pitch tomorrow. And last year's, and he just started to laugh, last year's wasn't great, right? He kind of threw like an ephus pitch in like May when he threw out the first pitch at AmFam Field.
I will always believe he tanked.
No, he was worried about throwing it in the dirt. And he said he's been working on it. It will be much better this year.
You see, that's the difference between you and I. I said, I would have told him. No, I said, look, no one's going to remember it if it's normal. You need to throw it at 200 miles an hour. You need to throw it over the backstop. You need to throw it to third base. You need to hit one of the bull, hit a White Sox player, something. But he will never do that because that's not his style.
Well, I do, baseball's not his game. He did say that.
But he's got no trouble throwing a baseball.
No, he doesn't. He did say, it's different than throwing a football. But, I'm not saying he should go out there because, like, in typical Ben Johnson fashion, right? Last year he goes out there and he throws like a slider for a strike and look how cool I am. But I would say that I expect a little more velocity on his throw tomorrow based on his answer. And I'm going to post that to social media and write about it a little bit in a little while here.
I would suggest fast and at least 6 feet higher than the glove.
You just want it to be like what was it? 50 Cent that threw the ball like into the ground and off to his left.
Well, but you don't want to throw it like you don't know how to throw. But if you throw it fast, it's like I wanted to get it to 90 miles an hour.
What if you get warmed up and then instead of throwing it home, you turn around and you throw a strike out to like the center field?
Yeah, that too. Or try to throw it out of the park. Turn around and
we don't want you don't tear your labrum.
I'm not really that worried about it. I do have one question for you that I want to put some input on the refs.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be working I'd have a whole crew on replacing as much of the refs with robots or machines as possible. And I would make that clear.
Worse.
No, I'd make it clear so that they understand that what they're going against is not me in the NFL. They're going against, you're difficult. It'll quicken the process of replacing you in various aspects of it. And they should go in that direction. There should be somebody up above or wherever as they do with baseball and stuff. But who's ever in charge of them needs to be told, look, this is stupid because your days are numbered in terms of the percentage of your use and then eventually how much or how many of that you need.
Mm-hmm.
They clearly don't see that, or they wouldn't be arguing for. I mean, the NFL to me isn't going to be rude because they're making so much money. It's not like they're not willing to give the refs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there are certain tennis baseball.
Yep.
I think you could probably roboticize if that's. I feel like I just did a Tausch there and created a word that doesn't exist. But I think those two you could certainly replace. With,
and you can use videos and have a look at the video. College football does it.
I don't think you could do that. I don't think you could do it in the NBA, and I don't think you could do it in football. I don't. Okay. I think there's too much stuff going on.
I can set it up today where I need fewer people in uniform and can officiate just as well. Today.
I think they still need people, though.
They do. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of all of them. But let's say how many do they have now? 7, 6, 7? What is it?
I think it's more than that. I think it's 8 or 9.
Okay, 8 or 9. I can get rid of 2 today, immediately, with the use of somebody in the studio. Would you be bothered by that, or are you okay with eliminating some positions?
I just want them to more expeditiously and more frequently get things right. Yes. I don't care how many people that takes.
Very good. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. And, yes, I am influenced somewhat by tennis. They used to complain about everything, and now they have machine do it and call the lines. And there's certain things with a football game that you could do, and you don't need people. You don't need refs out on the field. How many are there, Pebble? Do you know? I don't even know. Football? 7, 8?
I think there's 8.
Okay, I'm down to 6 immediately. I can get it down to 6, not even without any difficulty whatsoever. I will have a 7th person up in the studio somewhere looking at various things. The Analysis Live, one of the biggest nights in Wisconsin sports. Woo! That's right, Ric Flair and Miz and Murph, and you buy one, you get one ticket. ESPN Wisconsin's nice. March 27th, Friday. That's just 2 days away. And it will be at Riverside Theater and TALiveshow.com. TALiveshow.com. You put in the code ESPN WI BOGO. Is that it? Okay, ESPN WI BOGO. And you'll get 2 for 1. You buy one, you get another one. If you buy 2, you get 2 more. At least that's what I was told. And so Miz is going to be there. And you might be able to decide how he's going to donate his $100,000, because that's what he gets from McAfee if he throws 104 tomorrow, which I'm certain that he will. I wonder if you can bet on that. Do they have that at Pato? Will Miz throw one at 104? Look that one up. Anyway, buy one, get one free. Ric Flair, woo, Analysis, and Murph, and The Miz. March 27th, Friday at the Riverside Theater. TALiveshow.com. TALiveshow.com. Fisco Auto Body in Forest Home in Franklin. I tell you about them because they're good. You like them, and you like me. Here's how it goes. It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. And they still own the business. They haven't sold it. It's their business and their name. And so imagine how long they've been working on it. That's how they can be so good. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. So, expert workmanship, guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Any damage, Fisco has you covered. If you don't know about them, you go there, you'll love them, and then at some point you go, wow, I guess I really have to thank Homer. He's the one who told me about them. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco. Yeah, 1-800-990-3776. Yeah, the officials, refs. What do you call them in football?
It is
officials?
7, Homer, for football.
Yeah, I thought there were 7. Yeah. Fine, you guys want more money? I'm eliminating you. We're going down to 6 immediately, unless you agree with this. And somebody can figure out you'll have someone in the booth or whatever. So you don't think we're giving enough? Understand that will quicken the process of eliminating, because we don't need as many as we have. I'm not necessarily doing it with robots, but I'm using other ways to officiate a football game, and I can do it with less than 7. That should be the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Yeah, you guys want more? Fine. This is what we're offering. If you don't like it, we're going to go in a different direction. Within a couple of years, we're going to have 6 instead of 7. You can easily do it with video better than you can with people there. It's moving in that direction. It's just a question of when, not if. And if I'm the NFL and the officials are becoming difficult, that will quicken the process. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Delays along southbound 43 are kicking in right at Keefe, all the way down through the Marquette interchange and over the high-rise, and then back on the brakes from Lapham all the way down towards the Chase Avenue area. Northbound's backed up from Kilbourne up to North Avenue. Westbound 94, you got backups from 27th Street to about Hawley Road. Eastbound, well, it's pretty heavy from 76th Street solid all the way to 35th Street. And delays on 894 southbound from the Zoo all the way down to Lincoln, and then just south of National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 46. Tomorrow, a slight chance for morning showers, and afternoon showers are pretty much likely, a high of 50. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
His fourth game last night, 25 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks. That's tied for the most for any player since Tim Duncan, 2001, 2002. Tim Duncan had 5. You know what else Tim Duncan got in 2001, 2002? An MVP. So I'm just saying, Victor Wembanyama, he has the numbers, but when you watch his impact on the game, it's beyond the statistics. And I think that's why he has a really strong case to win MVP. And I said before the season even started, if this dude is awards eligible, if he meets the 65-game minimum to qualify for postseason accolades, then he's going to be the MVP. And it will be that way from henceforth, because we are on the verge of this being Wemby's world, Wemby's NBA, and everybody else living in it.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. March is that time of year when a lot of us are thinking about fresh starts and maybe even getting a tax refund. And instead of spending that money on something temporary, what if you invested it in something that improves your home for decades? Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My thanks to Jason Wilde. Is he on the Yingling guest line or not?
Yeah, the Yingling guest hotline, yes.
Okay. Got to figure out when they're guests or not guests. You're there every week at the same time. Are you still a guest? All right. Jason Wilde on the Yingling guest hotline. Remember to subscribe on YouTube whenever or wherever you're listening. We're live on YouTube as well. You can watch the show, see what's happening in the studio. Comment on whether or not I should be wearing my winter coat. I do not have it today. It was 71. Comment along with us. Just search ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and subscribe today. Yes. If I could change people, the discussion of a human element in officiating or umps, don't need it, have no interest, as they've done in tennis. There's a human element that's necessary from the participants. As far as the officiating, don't need it. If I can find a better way to do it. And the baseball, it starts tonight, right? The Yankees against San Francisco. The automated ball strike system, which I don't like that because the machine should be doing every pitch. And it should be there for the home plate umpire to call according to what the machine tells him. And now ex-umpire Richie Garcia, it's embarrassing to the umpires that are calling the game. No, it's not. Why is it embarrassing? The machine can do it better than they can, which is not, doesn't mean they're bad. It means we found a better way to do it. We need humans to do only one thing in sports. What is that, Pebble? What do we need humans to do?
Get the correct call?
No, participate. I don't want robots. I mean, you can have a robot game. I want humans participating. Anything else? I don't need people. Do I need someone to do play-by-play? Yes or no, Pebble?
If it's you, yes.
No,
nobody,
no, they get rid of me.
No.
They get if they can find robots or AI to do play-by-play or whatever, fine. But then you need only humanity. You need the human element, and only one thing for sure: the athletes. Unless you want to have a robot league. So I don't. Richie Garcia is worried about the impact the robot umpires will have on the human counterparts. Shouldn't. You're not as good as the machine. What is a 1-800-990-3776? I mean, you can say you want the human element in officiating in all sports, but it doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know how you. It's just something you prefer, which doesn't make any sense. Officiating, I got only one concern. Do it the best possible. Who can do it better? Machines, video. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Shiganiak Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. And the key is not just small businesses, medium-sized businesses, large businesses. They've covered it all. You can't come up with something that they haven't worked on and can make it better for you. From health insurance to customized coverage options, Shiganiak Planning's experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Shiganiak Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit ShiganiakPlanning.com or ShiganiakPlanning.com or call Eric Pearson, 262-783, Roger Maris, 6161. Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years. Yep, Horicon Bank is older than I am. They've helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. And that same local approach is now part of the Milwaukee business community. That's new. Bringing decision-making closer to the people who matter most, you. Financing requests approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products designed to support real cash flow needs. Because when it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done together, doing good for 130 years. Human element, the athletes, yes. Officiating, nope. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Win big with Quick Trip's Red Zone Midwest Tour. You could drive away in a 2026 Chevrolet Traverse Z71. Want in? Stop into Quick Trip. Purchase any qualifying fried chicken or Coca-Cola product with Quick Rewards, and you're automatically entered. Want to boost your odds? Grab both in the same stop, and you'll score 5 bonus entries. Full details at QuickTrip.com/Red Tour. Delicious chicken, ice-cold Coca-Cola, and one incredible ride. Quick Trip's Red Zone Midwest Tour.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks,
the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Heading to Milwaukee's east side? Make Veer North your first stop. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Stroh. Here to tell you at Veer North you can catch the big game, hop on a shuttle to the stadium, or hang out for live music all summer long. Elevated food, craft drinks, and a packed event lineup. Veer North knows how to keep the energy going as the weather starts to warm up. Close to Fiserv Forum, Summerfest at UWM. It's the perfect place to pregame, postgame, or just stay for the whole thing. Veer North, right where Milwaukee comes together.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
The Island Resort and Casino welcomes you to another unforgettable golf season at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Beginning in July, stay and play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Courses open May 1st. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Yes, the weekly wagers coming up. I don't know if the team can do this and talk to somebody at Potawatomi. I want to wager on whether or not The Miz is going to throw on 104 miles an hour tomorrow. They can come up with whatever the numbers are. Ben Bruss is in charge. He's got to know somebody. Because I want to go there tomorrow morning. Get over to
I know somebody.
Pato.
I don't think we're up.
104, yes or no? I would guess.
Not available.
What do you mean not available? They can
What do you
make
mean
it
not available?
They can make it available. They got peeps.
I do know the great people, Austin and Justin, who are part of the sports book.
Yeah.
But to think that they are going to take a request from me to put something in their digital gaming system
This is not from you. Somebody has donated $100,000. If he can throw a 104, they can easily go to wherever they go to get a line. Now, I would guess that 104 or above would be the favorite, so that would be, I don't know what they want to make it. Make it minus 200 or whatever. Give people a chance. He has a chance
To
for
the contrary, though, they like to stay away from things that you may have inside information.
There is no
and
inside information.
Yes, there is. Somebody may have relationships where they could know the Brewers' outlook of how they're going to use Jacob Mizorowski early on with his pitch count, how many innings he may go.
All right. Let me talk to somebody who's got some guts. All right, what would you come up with the number? Who's there?
who's there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're working. They're not just sitting next to me like, hey, what do you want to put in the system?
All they got to do is call somebody and say, we need a line on this. What line would you give? You can also put a maximum. Maybe you put the maximum that you can only bet, I don't know, $500. That's what they do on these kind of things. What odds would you put?
Plus money, wouldn't it, Ben?
What?
I actually thought it'd be minus 120. He's thrown 104 before.
Yeah.
But the thing is he now is incentivized by somebody who's put that charity bet in front of him, which makes it hard to put a handicap on, Homer.
No, it isn't. We can do it right now. You factored that in. Do they really want him to throw that hard?
We could, but we would have to take the bets ourselves.
No.
This wonderful establishment that keeps the lights on.
But they put a limit of 100 on it, whatever. You want to give people a chance to participate in this event.
Then you go to Ted's and Tosa and say, if you want to bet 100 with me, set the odds and do it.
Oh, yeah. I just checked. What was my revenue from last year? What was Potawatomi's revenue? They got 4 more commas? Come on. What would you put the limit at?
I don't think it's really their choice so much as it is they're trying to keep the gaming commission happy and keep their license as an establishment.
Yeah. You guys are unbelievable.
We're big contest and legal guys here.
Sorry I brought it up. Maybe I will do something at Ted's. Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Auto Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, HR and benefits consultant. By the way, Pebble, I'm going to be a little late getting there. Bucks versus the World, narrated by comedian Charlie Barons, reveals the untold story of the '87 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to take on the best national team in the world, the Soviet Union. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus. The Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher. The weekly wager. The Softies are giving it their best shot. Pebble, do you think that they could come up with something? Maximum,
think so. There's
maximum bet $100. Potawatomi, they'll only take up to a certain level of wagers. You have all those people that go there to the game. They just do a great job. I think they can handle it. You think there'll be such a wager, Pebble?
Maybe in the future, since you're bringing it up now,
no,
but not
tonight.
for tomorrow.
Not for tomorrow. We're not going over there yet.
They crash on the off-ramp to Loomis from 894 westbound, and that is going to be making